All right, what's going on, everyone? We're back with another edition of CKL Summer Switch Up Prime Time. Today we got an interesting match for you. Oh god, wait. Okay, we got MKWalouise versus I Failed Karting Class with the final match of the first week. At least I assume it's the final match because the week is supposed to end in like 2 hours. But yeah, so I'm Six, and joining me today we got Rumble. How you doing today, Rumble?
What's up, everyone? What's up, chat? It's Rumble the Bumble here. Excited to be casting another match, and what should be an exciting matchup. I'm excited to see these two teams play live here on Summer Switch Up.
Yeah, so what are you thinking that we're gonna see in this match today? Are we gonna get a good one for the stream?
I think we're gonna see a battle of the greats up in the front. Um We're gonna see possibly V and Greg up there in the front duking it out with Eifeld Karting Class's own Evolved slash Karina and Cairo. I think we're gonna see a lot of front presence and a battle for domination, and it's gonna be really fun to see that race after race today.
Yeah, so these two teams are actually both 0-1 going into this match. So both of them looking to get that first win of the season for themselves. They both had a bit of a rough first one. Now
Yeah,
I failed
I
car. Go ahead.
go ahead. Oh.
Oh. Perfect.
Nah. Yes, but no, I am very surprised to see MKWalouise here 0-1, but I mean, props to 180-degree direction change for beating them in their first matchup. I I'm also kind of surprised to see I fail Karting Cross 0-1, but there have been some gathering issues, as you might see when we talk about the lineup today. But I mean, it happens. Every team is dealing with it right now, but it's going to be really interesting to see how these 0-1 teams respond after their first match not going the way they want it to go.
Yeah, so we did see a 5v6 for IFL Karting Class last week. Now, talking about the lineups, as you mentioned, so IFL Karting Class is bringing in a non-roster player for this one. They're bringing in supposedly bringing in Blenny, who is not on a summer switch up team, but we've made an exception to make this primetime match happen. Hopefully that ends up working out for them.
Yep.
And so, and I mean, with as you mentioned before, with like Cairo and Evolved on IFL Karting Class, they have those very strong like top players. So we'll see how that stacks up against MKWalouise, though. I mean, we haven't seen IFL Karting Class in a full 6v6 match yet due to them playing that first 5v6. So I think they're really the only untested team left for in Summer Switch Up.
Yeah, true that. I mean, if we go just down the lineup, we do have Evolved. We have a Crazy Mojo Jojo from Huskers MK, Cairo, a a player that I'm very excited to see how he ends up changing the game for iFailed Karting Class. Lemons Fox from UNI, AK also from MKU and MKU. And we also see Sales and, of course, Blenny, the special exception, which I'm excited to see play as well. Um,
Yeah,
and yeah,
I think it's a fun idea to allow that exception. Now, on the side of MK Walouise, on the lineup, the current lineup is going to be Walouise himself, of course, D Mouse from UCLA, Greg from Texas Tech, Jay Guzzi from wait, I don't know which one. Sorry,
UTK.
UTK. Thank you.
Yeah.
V from Occidental College and Zoe from what is that? Alabama.
Zoe's from
That one.
no, Zoe's from
My bad.
UCLA,
My
if I
bad,
remember.
guys. I'm very sorry. I didn't do my research on the colleges. I thought it was going to be listed for me, but that's
No, no,
okay.
yeah, but
That's okay. We get there in the end.
yes, we do. And I'm very excited on MK Walouise's front to see V play. V making their, I believe, their CKL debut tonight,
Yes,
which is
yes,
very exciting to see. Also a very strong player from, I believe, Sirius in MKU.
yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
and it's going.
one of the leaders
Yeah,
of Sirius, I believe.
yeah, it's going to be very excited to see them play. And also to see how players like Jay Guzzi, who actually did very nice in their first match for MKWalouise in the summer switch up. And I've heard a lot about them from my OU teammate Rhino Bites, and it's going to be really interesting to see how they um, change the field. Maybe going back and pulling blues, pulling shocks as the this. I feel like this is going to be a very top heavy matchup on both sides.
Yeah, we've been seeing that in a lot of the matches so far. I know that even in the one match I've played of Summer Switch Up, like we definitely saw that with Green from FIU just putting up an amazing performance as always, and then we would just have to try and control the lower spots as well as possible, and just make sure that he had what he needed to stay up in the front. So we'll see if these players are going to make those kind of sacrifices and go for like the items like shock and the blue just to make sure that their teammates can score extremely well.
Yeah, I mean, some of these players, it might be a different situation for them. Especially like I know that Lemons on UNI is normally kind of expected to be that front presence, but with players like Evolved and Cairo in there, I mean, he might also have to go back there and pull shock, which I know he's done a lot with MK University. So it's going to be interesting to see his role on I failed karting class in today's matchup.
Yeah, it's been really fun seeing these players have to play in ways that they're not super comfortable with in this tournament so far. I mean, obviously the people that are carries on their college team, some of them are just going to still be carries on their summer switch up team. That is just the nature of the tournament. But it's fun seeing some players that maybe are like that like third or fourth option on their college team really get a chance to shine here, or those players that end up being like the sole like very strong player on their college teams now have more people to play around, and it just it's just different and it's really fun to see.
Yeah, it's just the nature of this tournament. We also get to see players like Greg and V, who unfortunately do not have enough people to have their own 6v6 team at their own respective college. But it's just really nice to see them be able to play under CKL again, especially with the super team rule being nullified in this most recent season. So players like Greg couldn't have played. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'm of course a beneficiary of that idea as well. I mean, Arizona hasn't had a team in a while now, so it's been super fun to actually be able to play at the college level. I mean, I know all these people, like the community of just CKL has been just growing ever since ever since it started. So just seeing like these players that got to play at the start and now can't play anymore, getting a chance to be involved in the community still has been awesome.
Oh yeah, it's definitely just been a blast this whole time with Summer Switch Up. I know I've been having plenty of fun with King Crimson, getting to meet people like Delta, and of course staying close with my teammates with Rhino Bites and Taikadessa as well. Also being able to be with Cynical and just the whole lineup. Some UCSD people. I'm used to hating their guts most of the time, so it's great to finally play with them and not have to be worried about their strong Mario Kart play and actually benefiting from it as well. As we do see, finally, the room is open and people are trying to filter in for MKWalouise and Eiffel karting class. Do we know the room host?
I believe MKWalouise is the room host. I'm not 100% sure on that though.
We do see the tag washed for Lemons over here. I believe Lemons just got back from out of country. So yeah,
Okay,
hasn't been playing
so
Mario Kart.
a very potentially accurate tag for
Yeah,
this match.
potentially. But I don't know. Lemons famously always likes to sell himself short, so I'm pretty sure he's still going to be really nice. Oh, it seems like everyone's doing tag washed.
Oh,
Or
okay, interesting.
oh no no no, that was just Lemons switching to the Cairo me.
Oh,
uh,
that got me confused as well.
I
And
mean,
yeah, so I know we talked about the lineups before, but
yes.
yeah, they might be changing yet again. Both teams are having a discussion on what to do. Some players are unfortunately suddenly not available. It is a very strange match time. We very rarely have them this early, so it's not too surprising to see.
I believe I'm going ahead and announcing it. I believe they are agreeing to a 5v5 here instead of a 6v6.
Yeah, so usually, yeah, okay, we're starting with 10. Yep, with 10. Okay, so this is not really something you see pretty much ever.
Yes.
Usually it's not. Usually you would just cancel a match and find another time. But unfortunately, as this is a week 1 match and we're on stream, we got to put a show on for you guys. Like, they're kind of forced to play this one out, and so the teams have made the gentleman's agreement to just do the 5-on-5. So I'm not sure how this will shape out. I didn't see. Do they have the bots on for the last 2?
I did not see that either. We'll see when the race starts, but we do see the TikTok clock for MKWalouise and Twisted Mansion here for iFilled Karting Class, and we are going to TikTok clock. It's time.
Yeah. So, what do you think we'll see change for 5v5?
First of all, scorekeeping is going to be very rough here.
Yeah, 100%.
So, and it seems like, I don't know. I mean, there's probably going to be less back presence, as I already said, this is going to be a pretty front-heavy match. As we get into the beginning of the game, as everyone's fighting for those top spots, it seems like Walouise has a shroom here. And the Alexa Shroom Love gets more shrooms, unfortunately gets trailed there. Might have to play this one from the back, as I think MKWalouise is all red, and F- is all light blue. Am I correct?
It is what it looks like. Then a couple other colors mixed in there. I do see the one random green. And yeah, I am curious, so as Wall finds himself as the lone MKWalouise player in like that bottom 4 spots, how is he going to like play this one? Because usually you would just drop out and back here, but is that going to be different in a 5v5 format? Especially as the individual players are a lot more valuable.
Yeah, especially with the item system is going to be not what all these players are used to. We do see Triple Reds coming out, redding out sales here, but he does have the Shroom. As Wall just continues to cycle, stars are beginning to be pulled, as it seems like F- does have a player in first, but MKWalouise may be in second and possibly third. I don't know if the green Yoshi is them or not.
Yeah,
but
I have not seen Cairo, so I assume that is Cairo up there. So yeah, Evolve is going to have to hold on to this blue.
It seems like MKWalouise did get bombed off there in second, as Cairo, we're assuming it's Cairo, as iFilled Karting Class does extend the lead in first. Another triple red pull. This could be very huge for Walouise here, as he starts redding out sales here. Yes,
so
he does get the red off. The clutch star pull there, as he's able to hopefully submit a 4th place here. Oh, the plant trying to get him.
Okay, I think that was... Yeah, it's hard to say because I don't know who the green Yoshi is. Okay, that's D-Mouse. Okay, so really... Yeah, good race for MKWalouise, but Cairo just holding on to that first place is going to just help iFilled Karting Class hold on, at least for the first race. Now, I have no idea what the score should be because it's 5v5. I don't know if production has a method of how to make the 5v5 scoring easy to do.
Yeah, it seems like we'll update it. It seems like production's going to have a little bit of trouble putting the score up there, but that was a +12 race for MKWalouise there, as they probably are going for an anti-1 here to get Cairo out, and it seems like they are hovering over DK Mountain, a very strong pick, especially against Cairo, who is on the inward drift bike. So.
Okay, yeah. +12. Yeah, okay. So I don't think we'll be able to update the graphic for you, but we will try and give you a verbal update of the scores each race.
And it seems like we are going to Toad's Turnpike, a very inward friendly track here. It is unfortunate to see Toad's Turnpike for MKWalouise here, but we'll see what they are able to do with it.
I think I felt karting class definitely very happy to be here. Obviously, a lot of people do not enjoy this track all that much, but when DK Mountain was the other option with Cairo, the lone top spot, and on the inward drift, that's definitely going to be a sigh of relief for I felt karting class. And Wall is going to opt to stay in the back for the starting end, it looks like.
Yeah, I think that's really smart here for TikTok Clock. The beginning is just so hectic, and normally you do get bumped into cars. As we see, he might have bumped Greg into
Yeah,
a car
all the
right
way into
there.
fourth.
Yeah, but he's all the way back into fourth now. Sales is trailing a red in front of him, but he does throw that. Oh, has the fire and backs the fire in front of Wall's face.
Yeah, nice fire
To
from Sales.
Yeah, it seems
Yeah,
like he
hits
got
Greg as
Greg as
well.
well. Yeah.
Yeah, very well done from Sales. So that's going to be a 1-3 for I felt karting class, it looks
But it seems like
but...
Zoe answers back with her own fire. So it is just a battle of fires right now in the pack, as it seems like Cairo is able to maintain that first and is just extending it all the way.
Yeah, so Wall actually has a star all the way up into fourth already. I think he pulled it in like seventh, so there's a lot of chaos going on just with this 10-player lobby messing with the item distribution. I'm sure he's just as surprised as us.
Yeah, I don't see any people dropping out for shock just yet. I mean, it seems like the 1-free is still being maintained by the iFailed karting class, but Sales does unfortunately bump into a car, and Wall is able to break into that 3, and it seems like a 2-3-4 for MKWalouise here. It's just we might see a repeat of the first race. You never know.
Yeah, with only half a lap left, it looks like, or just one straightaway left for Cairo. But yeah, it looks like he will hold on to that first place. Blue Shell was being held once again, and it really makes you wonder. Cairo's specialty has really just been holding on to first throughout his entire CKL career. So I'd be curious to know if, with the 5v5, with just less blue shells being pulled, less shocks being pulled, if that's like going to end up like being really, really good for I felt karting class.
It might be actually, but I don't know. You do see Evolved getting just a 6th place there. Evolved was having to hold blue that entire race. I'm not for sure, but that is another +8 for MKWalouise there, as they're just able to hold most of the spots behind Cairo. We might see another DK Mountain here. I mean, it does seem like a very strong pick in the spots that MKWalouise has.
Yeah, so that should be a +8 for MKWalouise. So I mean, Cairo holding on to that first, but it's just not enough so far.
It's not enough, but it is also allowing IFL karting class to have a chance, be able to maybe get that big race to put them back in the running and all that. And we do see Bone Dry Dunes coming out here, another Cairo runner, if I recall correctly, from D1. And yeah, we'll see if Cairo's able to continue his chaining first place here, and maybe some of his teammates filling in those 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place, unlike everything else. We do see a POV switch to Sales here, so this is going to be very interesting.
Sales in that 3rd place spot. Cairo only has the coin in 1, but Wall only has banana, so probably nothing crazy gonna happen. Sales trying really hard to get ahead of Wall here just to make sure that Cairo is protected at all costs. Into 2nd, but V just drafts up, it looks like, with the green trail. Sales tries to get ahead again, but just can't quite do it. So
yeah,
not a whole lot going on in this first lap, but
yeah. Oh, it seems like a member of MKW does have a rank. Oh, unfortunately runs into the dry bones there. But it seems like Karina is up here. Throws a red at V, and V seems like to be the only member of MKWalouise in the top 6 position.
No.
But Sales does get hit by the blue shell. This blue shell might actually end Cairo's run.
Cairo has a bit of a lead, but probably not going to be enough to hold on to it. Okay, we see a super contested top 3, it looks like. Someone on I felt karting class hit out. Looks like Cairo just barely sneaking his way back into first. I mean, no, it's so contested. I mean, on a track like Bone Dry Dunes, though, where shrooms are very impactful, I mean, Cairo's not too worried about not being first for now.
That is true. I believe that's V up there in first for MKWalouise, as we do see Sales also takes the Shroom up. And I believe, like MKWalouise has done for the first 2 races, IFL karting class is all behind 1. This might end up being a pretty decent race so far, but we do see bullet bills and stars being activated, and comebacks might be made.
I mean, we're kind of seeing the opposite of the first 2 races here. Looks like a bomb from V gets rid of Cairo, so V will probably hold on to the first now.
Yeah, but it does seem like, especially with the star, a backed red as well. Yeah, IFL karting class has all the positions. I think that's 2 through 5 for the tag F minus here. Yeah.
So we're just seeing the complete opposite from the first 2 races. This is a very interesting match so far.
Yes.
Very unpredictable.
Yeah, it does. It is just very interesting. It's just the tale of whoever gets behind first place right here, and we'll wait for the score to update. I believe that should be a nice positive for IFL karting class. Exactly what they wanted to see here, probably. That is mirroring the Toad's Turnpike race. That is a -8 or a +8 in IFL karting class's favor. So
the lead narrowed down to only 12 if our calculations are correct, which
yes.
they may or may not be.
Yes, it does look like it's 12, as we are going bagging here with a classic bagger in GBA Mario Circuit. As MKWalouise, it just decides, let first place run as far as they can, but take their chances with the luck of bagging, and especially bagging in 5v5. This is going to be very interesting to see, actually.
Yeah, there's just one less person on each team to like pull a bill to take extension, pull the shock to dodge everyone. I mean, yeah, we only see just one player really bagging off the start. Okay, no, someone else is done. Only 2 players, I think, are like really committing to bagging at the start here.
Yeah, it's very interesting. It seems like MKWalouise has a top 2, maybe even 4. Yeah, it seems like Cairo's the only thing. Greg's trailing a bomb here, and Sales just decides to take them both down by throwing the red there.
Yeah, so I think what Sales was probably thinking there is just if he hits out Greg and just lets Cairo take the 1v2 up front, he actually thinks Cairo has a pretty good shot at that, which is a really interesting choice from Sales, and putting a lot of trust in Cairo, which is cool to see.
Yeah. That red doesn't go to Sales right there. As there is another red, and Sales gets redded out here. It seems like MKWalouise is able to maintain first so far. That is probably, I believe, Cairo up there in second.
It's looking pretty good for them. Greg moving up with the star, but triple reds for IFL karting class in like 5th. Okay, Greg had the ghost as well. Okay, so this could be really good for MKWalouise. Looks like a lot of them will hold on to these top spots. It's just up to Cairo in second to hold on.
Very dangerous there. Yeah. Luckily did not fall off after the boost panel there for Sales. He does shroom up. We'll see if he pulls anything in the last set. He just pulls triple shrooms. But it seems like a lot of people are going to be shrooming up here. And it does seem like a 1-3-4, maybe? No, a 1-4-5, as IFL karting class was able to get 2-3 there.
Still very good for MKWalouise, though. Yeah, but
yeah.
I don't know if you noticed, but the 2 players bagging just ended up completely behind the entire race. So just when there's not as many people back there, it's just a little harder to catch up. And like they're probably not having as much control over what items they're getting as they usually would.
Yeah.
Like it's definitely harder to pull like the shock for sure when there's less people back there with you. As just you start pulling like those bills more in goldens, but it looked like neither of them really even got the bills for extension either. So I'm not sure exactly what was happening.
Yeah, I mean, there's of course like the general rule, take a bottom 4 position, 9 for lower, and you can get a dodge item, but it's of course completely different with only 10 players. We do see DK Jungle coming out here for, I believe that was a MKWalouise pick. Obviously an anti-inward track because of the beginning super bounce.
Also, And also, that is yet again a good race for MKWalouise now, but only a +6 now, so they're up 18 after the first GP, so not bad at all, especially for 5v5, where we're going to see just lower scores overall.
We do see the what is it, the auto steer here to help Sales after he misaligns the super bounce. That is a interesting tech that actually saves you a lot on DK jungle, as that, especially that beginning super bounce.
Able to hold on, so we see a 1-3-4 for IFL Karting class, only wall up there on the side of MKWalouise. What can he do here? He has the coin, but he definitely has something behind it, so we'll see what happens. The fire comes up. Oh, from Greg. Wall tried to go wide to avoid it, but unfortunately does get hit out anyway. But yeah, this will be an IFL Karting class top 2 for now.
Yeah, we'll see if they're able to hold on a little bit of misalignment, able to save that super bounce just enough by Sales here. Probably going to look to back this green, maybe, or just holding it for defense.
It's not to, probably saw that whatever MKWalouise player was in third had that red shell and didn't want to take a chance, so pretty smart for him, just playing safe in that top 2, especially with Karina up as far as they are for now.
Yeah. This super horn could be huge, but it seems like reds are just being thrown over and over again by the free 4 that MKWalouise. That's actually a free 4-5 that MKWalouise has behind this top 2. So we are going into the third lap. This is where things obviously shake up a lot in this game. So we're gonna see what happens.
Almost hits that now, and then Nana tight just barely goes tight of it. Has the fire, seeing if he can hit out Greg. Yeah, I saw someone spin out. So if you're IFL Karting class, you're very comfortable with this top 2, and in this 5v5, top 2 is just huge for points.
Yeah.
We'll see if they can hold on.
Let's see. I mean, this horn's going to be great if there's a last-second blue, but I think Karina's actually completely fine now. And he has the shrooms, so he can shroom up here. Yeah, Greg pulling star in third. I mean, this is a top 2 for IFL Karting class, but it seems like a bottom 2 as well. Yeah, top 2 5, bottom 2. So,
yeah, so I believe that it's probably only like a plus, like 4 or so
plus
for IFL
4.
Karting class. Not bad at all.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, they gotta keep having good races like that if they're gonna make up this deficit.
Yeah, this is definitely Sales was a huge contributor to that race, as we saw from his POV, just being able to allow Karina to front run with ease. I am noticing a pretty good lack of blue shells and shocks in this 5v5 format, which is pretty interesting to see.
I think we're seeing like maybe 1 blue shell per race, and we haven't seen a single shock yet, so we'll see if that trend keeps up. I know that MKWalouise does pick a lot of baggy maps compared to some other teams, so we'll see if they bring out like very hard baggy map like MC3, if we'll see a shock come into play or not.
Yeah, we do see Wild Woods here for IFL Karting class. I love this pick as a runner. Just being able to maintain those top spots is pretty simple on this track if you're able to survive like the first turn and getting that double set. So and that's where we're going. So this is going to be an exciting race to see. I really like this track.
Yeah, so usually this is one of the tracks where, despite not really having any big shortcuts, you can bag it very successfully. Just having like a dodge at the end is very safe. But I mean, this format is definitely more running heavy than normal 6v6, so we'll see how that changes.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see. We do have a Shroom 2 pulled by Sales. He's going to be using it to take that tight turn much more safer. And electing not to get hit off by the barrel. Green is thrown up here. That's very dangerous green, but they're able to survive it.
Yeah, we're right in between them, but Sales ends up getting caught at the end anyway. Yeah. Does block a red from Greg, so that will help out a little bit.
Yeah, it
Karina
does.
Holding on to the first.
Yeah, Karina holding on to the first. Don't be surprised if Karina is able to hold on for a lot longer, but we do have a bunch of... Yeah, it seems like Karina did get hit out, and MKWalouise has a top 2. It's very contested up there.
Okay, Karina lags back up into second. But yes, MKWalouise in first, and I believe that is Greg. Oh no, Greg gets hit by a Nana or something. No, he's back in first. Okay. very hard to tell, especially with the blooper blocking our vision, but
Yes.
Sales and Karina up here just like last race. We'll see if they can figure out how to take out Greg.
Oh,
Oh, wow! Very
and it seems
nice
like
from Karina.
yeah, very nice here. It is
And
a
Sales gets the trail onto Greg as well. It's going to be huge. A top 2 for IFL Karting class. Let's see if they can hold on this time.
Yeah, it seems like one member of MKWalouise is contesting that second spot right there and hits out, I believe, Cairo. And it seems like MKWalouise has a 2-3 going on behind Karina. As we go into the final turn here, Sales streaming up. Greg has triple greens again for like the second time this race. Hits out Cairo. And it seems like, oh
One
wait, Sales getting
triple
the
red at the
triple.
end for Sales. This
That's
could be
huge.
huge.
Double triples as well.
Can hit wall as well. Tries so hard, but
Tries
not
so
enough
hard.
time.
That does seem to be a 1.468 last for IFL karting class. I believe that with that first, it's going to be another positive for tag F minus here.
And that's just huge from Karina holding on to that first the entire race, especially with no support for pretty much like yeah, well, for a lot of the race. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, there was moments where MKWalouise was 2-3 that it was very interesting to see how Karina was going to be able to save that. We do get a POV change back to Greg here. Very exciting POV to see.
Yeah, Greg, very, very strong player in these CKL tournaments, but it looks like so far this war, he's been having some difficulty making it up into those top spots. So we'll get to see some of that from his POV this next race.
Looks like MKW is electing to go with, is that a Bangkok Rush, right?
Yeah, Bangkok Rush or Tokyo Blur, but there also is the random New York Minute. And yeah, MKWalouise still has this lead. It's down to 14 now. Just
Yeah.
extremely close so far as we go into yeah, I believe this should only be race 7, so halfway through.
Yeah. Crazy match so far. Every race has been pretty close except a couple of the beginning ones. We do see Tokyo Blur out here for, I believe this was an IFL karting class pick. This is a very interesting pick to see. Do you have any insight six on why this specific track was picked by IFL karting class?
Not I know that a lot of inward players do tend to enjoy this track more, so could be the Cairo influence, but also just it's very much like a curveball track. A lot of players are not super comfortable with it. So,
We
I
do
mean,
see a
if
lot. Yeah,
like 1 or 2 players on IFL karting class are very confident on it, it could work out really well for them.
we do see, I believe that is Lemons up there in first, as Greg has a green in second. As you guys in stream probably saw, it was a mosh pit at the first turn of Tokyo Blur, and people shroomed up, like, including Greg. And it seems like Greg's going around here and not electing to take the NISC, allowing a IFL Karting Class top 2. But Blue is out, but it seems like Cairo does have the horn to horn it away. So this could be pretty nice here, especially as no Greg elects to shroom up here.
Okay, very interesting and gets punished by Lemons for doing
Yeah.
that. Okay. Yeah, I mean, a risky play, but I mean, needs to get in range to hit out Cairo. I mean, probably just trying to make this race as good as possible for them. So I
Yeah,
respect
like,
the idea, but he could get planted here as well. Just barely avoids it.
what does
But hits
hit
the
out
green.
Evolve there?
Very
Amazing
impressive from
movement.
Greg.
The blue does come out here, but it seems like it's going to be a little too late as IFL Karting Class gets top 2, possibly 4 here. This could be a huge race for IFL Karting Class, especially. Yes. No, this is a big race.
I think the most shocking thing about that is that it could have been even better if Greg wasn't able to just barely avoid that plant and then immediately hit out what did not see which player it was, but that
But
just
that was Evolve too. That was a
okay,
huge,
yeah.
huge
I mean, could
move.
have been a top 3 for IFL karting class for sure, but Greg just not phased by the earlier mistake of getting horned out at the start of section 3 and just keeping his cool and making the important play when it matters.
Yeah, and we are now tied after that race. That was a -14.
Wow.
As
Okay. So that is the biggest race of the war so far, and it's only a 14 because it's 5v5.
Yeah. We do see the Piranha Plant slide come out here for Eiffel karting class. A very friendly track. I know that Lemons also is pretty comfortable on it, and you have to think a player like Evolved is also pretty comfortable on it. So this could be a huge race here for Eiffel karting class if they're able to get this front run going. But we'll see.
Cairo is very, very confident on this track. We'll see if he breaks away or not. Greg able to get into second right away, has the red, and there goes Cairo.
Yeah, we get to see like Greg knowing that he wants to be in that first place spot, especially on a runner like Piranha Plant Slide, especially because blue shells are kind of hard to come by in this 5v5 format. Does only have the coin right now. We'll see maybe if Eiffel Karting Class has some reds or some items to spam him out with, but it doesn't seem like that.
Greg getting the double, and it gives him the horn. Karina in second goes for the snipe, doesn't quite hit it, and okay, yeah, Greg able to hold on to that first despite Cairo streaming up, pulls the horn out. Okay, Cairo's gonna have to respect this,
Yeah,
especially as
point.
I mean, we'll see if okay, Greg does opt to use it, tries to slow down. Did it work? Okay,
I
no.
don't think it did, and luckily he's able to pull a banana, or else he would have been punished for that play.
Has the
Does have the
bomb,
bomb here,
backs it
immediately
immediately.
backs it.
But Cairo
Pyro somehow,
just lags through it, I guess.
yeah,
I just
this
was
is
too close.
and gets redded for it as it seems like it's going to be
And
oh
Greg hit out
chain
again.
redded and
Okay,
MKWalouise, yeah.
yeah, top three for I failed karting class.
Actually, a top 4 now as Crazy seems to come up here. Greg is going to be able to shroom up here to get into that 4 spot. Blue does come out, so might be able to shake up this top 3 break that IFL karting class has. But we'll see.
I mean, even with that blue shell, yeah, Greg's not even in range of a green snipe here. Ends up backing it. Doesn't look like he hits anyone out. Has the
This
fire, but
yeah,
still
this
don't think
fire
he's
could
close enough to do anything here.
yeah, he spams the fire out
Oh
accidentally.
no! It bounced off the ceiling.
Yeah, accidentally hits himself, elects to back the rest of it towards sales. This is very scary if you're MK Walouise here. This top 3 seems to be pretty far gone. Even if Greg gets shrooms here, it's going to be pretty close. This bomb is very scary here. Maybe to help out with MK Walouise. Does get redded out, and it seems like sales shrooms up. That might be a top 4?
He's shot all the way down into last. Just
That's huge.
top 4-7 for I failed karting class. Just huge from them. I mean, we saw it with
Wow.
Tokyo Blur. They just looked significantly more confident, and we see it again on Piranha Plant Slide, just able to hold on to that, onto those top
Yeah,
spots that they gained from Tokyo.
that's insane. That's going to be a plus 24 here for Eiffel karting class. We'll see it updated on stream soon. But they elect, um, as we switch to sales POV, they elect to go with R-dubs. Nice, nice top 4 R-dubs, I assume. He's showing in the stream here, he did have double bomb.
Oh,
Oh no, that's a different race. I don't know what he's doing.
wait. Yeah, that's not even. What?
Yeah, that's not even this race.
Okay, well, we get the roam. So usually a track where shock is really impactful, but I doubt we're getting one.
Yeah, I mean, this has been a shockless war so far. Blues have starting to come out a little bit more as we get these front run heavy tracks and the tops create more distance, but Rome here is going to be very nice for MK Walouise here. Basically, pull Shroom, break into those tops, and see what else you can do. Sales does pull the triple bananas here in third too. That's a huge pull to keep everyone back. He does trail an MK Walouise player, and he does have the Shroom. Elects to back it and just Shroom ahead here.
Okay, but V shrooms up as well. Will Sales hold on first? Looks like it's just barely. Whoa, and a huge play from the name's not popping up from.
That's
from
V. Yeah, has the
Very
triple
nice.
nano. Knocks out a couple of F- players. F- still has top 2 as we go into the end of the first turn, it seems like MKWalouise player that might be D-Mouse up there is hot on their tail though.
Backs out for Wall's triple reds, but not before getting rid of one of them himself, just to help his teammates out as much as possible.
Yeah.
Wall just elects to back everything there, just not able to reach any enemies. Whoa, okay.
We're seeing some
seeing this
crazy
at 8th
pulls.
is insane.
Yeah, we're seeing some crazy pulls here. There might be a shock, especially as it seems like a member from each party is back there. I mean, we'll see what happens. But has the golden here. Shrooms up, it just keeps burning the golden. Probably don't want a golden here. Do want Shrooms for the ending 2 cuts at the end of this of Romavanti.
We got a very close pack coming into the end. Very contested top spots. Everyone who pulls Shrooms here is going to end up getting a good spot, but as I say, that Sails gets fired out and...
yeah.
Wait, dodges the shock by going out of bounds.
Dodges the shock. We do see shock.
I felt karting class shock. Maybe that was on purpose.
Maybe. It does seem like that's probably Greg that got first there. But...
insane ending. Hard to tell. Yeah, Greg
yeah,
does get first.
Yeah, that's a MKWalouise top 2, and is that bottom 4 for IFL karting class? I mean, bottom 3?
It's going to be huge for MKWalouise. They get minus 24 on Piranha Plant Slide, but just making back most of that right there.
Yeah, we'll see once this calcs out. That is a great recovery race. Yeah, we see here that is a plus 18 for MKWalouise. And now the difference is only 6. Still in IFL karting class's favor. Props to them for making the CBT, but I mean,
very back and forth match. Whenever it looks like one team is starting to break away, it's just immediately within like 1 or 2 races, the lead has just completely diminished.
Yeah, we do see, I believe, MKWalouise hovering over Music Park, a classic runner here. Also anti-N-word to get rid of, hopefully get rid of Cairo. I mean, Cairo is probably so used to having anti-N-words picked on him.
Yeah, I mean, and he's looking really good today. I'm not sure if it's going to work out for them, but I mean, they're down 6 with only 3 to go. I mean, you got to pull out everything you got for these last 3.
Yeah, and it seems like IFL karting class is pulling out the classic Twisted Mansion here with their mid spots and their bottom spots. Hopefully getting the shrooming up and just maintaining those front runs that we've been able to see them do on Tokyo Blur and Piranha Plant Slide.
Yeah, I mean, once again, like Romavanti, this is a track where the shock will be very impactful. I mean, we did see it finally show up on Rome, so we'll see if we get the same thing going on here.
Yeah, it seems like a couple of IFL karting class has shroomed up. It seems like, yeah, MKWalouise is in bottom 2 right now. Just only shrooms have been pulled.
Bottom 2 and 7th as well. Yeah, and D-Mouse only in about like 5th, it looks like, so looking pretty good for IFL karting class so far.
It does seem like MKWalouise is in first, though.
So that'll be very good for them to play for.
Yeah.
Yeah, so not surviving the triple green onslaught, especially when he cannot see them coming at all.
Oh, there is a Rang, though. I believe that's Crazy that has the Rang.
Well, going for the snipe, doesn't quite get it.
Does finally
ends
get
up
it.
Getting it at the end. Okay.
Yes.
I felt karting class 2-3, and yeah, okay, we're gonna assume that's MKWalouise in first.
I believe that is B.
Okay. Yeah. There's 2 green Yoshis. I don't remember if they're both MKWalouise.
Yeah. These shrooms are going to be very helpful for Wall, especially with the Rang in the back, but unfortunately getting redded by Karina. Does get the Rang. Might see if can take out Cairo. Cairo's... Did he hit a Nana or something?
Yeah, it looks like there was a Nana behind, like, probably behind the wave, and he didn't see it. But able to shroom up. D-Mouse hits... I couldn't see who that... D-Mouse dodges! And the shock once again coming into play. IFL karting class looking like they're getting devastated by this shock. Could be a huge race for MKWalouise.
Yeah, it seems like they have...
flipped the lead again.
It seems like they have 1-3-5 here, as Walouise does pull a shroom, a very clutch shroom pull at the very end here. Cairo also has shrooms, so
Can he
let's see if this
green it?
green.
Oh, not
Oh,
quite.
not getting the green on the line. That could have been really good. But still a 1-3-5 7 last there for MKWalouise. That should be another positive. We might see a tied race again.
Zoe in last, but probably is the one to potentially the one who got that shock. So a huge play.
Yeah, we do.
Okay,
It is
only a
a
plus.
plus.
Okay,
Yeah,
minus 2 for MKWalouise. They're so close to making up this deficit now with only 2 races to go. I mean, could not be much closer than this.
yeah. This is going to be some very. We're going to see a lot more hectic play coming out here, most likely in these last 2 races, as people are just going to be fighting for every single spot they can get. Um, we do see Madrid coming out here for IFL Karting Class and a Dragon Driftway. The anti-N-words cannot stop being picked by MKWalouise here. For good reason, though.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, with only 2 races to go, if either team gets an insane race here, the match is basically over. But if we get anything below like a plus 20, I mean, it's anyone's game going into the final race.
Yeah. Madrid Drive is where we're going to head to next. If I recall correctly, this is another Cairo pick, probably him being at the helm, even though Sales is the 1 and 2. As V was the 1 in first that whole time, maintaining that front presence.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of these players hailing from the MKU or the MK University clan, I mean, a lot of them are just going to be very confident on this track. It's very popular over there, so we could see a lot of crazy things happen here.
Yeah, the beginning rate.
Yeah, as we see, Sales just messes up a little bit, but I mean, is it too bad on this track? I mean, we need someone to stay back. I mean, we got Cairo back. Okay, well, it's actually a lot of bottom presence now for IFL Karting Class, but they do have first, so we'll see how this shapes out for them.
Yeah, they do have first. It seems like V was in a ghost and redded out Cairo there. As Sales is sandwiched in between MKWalouise players. It seems like, oh, V does get hit. I believe that's a back rain by Lemons there. As Sales,
hard to see.
Yeah, Sales does pull a bomb there. There's triple greens behind by Cairo.
Cairo's got to be careful.
Yeah. Greg elects to go around there with the shroom, probably wanting to hold on to that shroom for this shortcut coming up here.
Potentially worried of Cairo going through the shortcut and Green Mountain Sales driving around, but that does not happen. See if Sales goes for the bomb snipe on Greg here. It could be good, does not go for it, so Greg will be able to just take that shortcut. And I believe this is a top 2 for me. Okay, no, Greg take it out as soon as I say that, but a top 2 for MKWalouise. This is exactly what they want.
Yeah, it does seem to be shaping up, but as you well know, the final lap of, and especially the final turn of Madrid Drive is very hectic. As the Cairo accidentally gets, Lemons gets random green. Sorry, I saw the Cairo me, but that is pretty unfortunate there. Sales is able to maintain 5-6, but Greg is showing up there, goes into the star. It does seem like MKWalouise is getting first here. The blue does come out.
Looks like it won't end up mattering. Oh, someone was hit out at the end on the MKWalouise side. Yeah, Wall taken out at the end, but D-Mouse holding on to that first, so that will be good for MKWalouise, but IFL Karting Class definitely still within striking distance going into this last race. They're probably only down like 6 to 8 points.
Yeah, that is a +6 for MKWalouise. There's only a difference of 4 going into the final race. MKWalouise with that lead. I would like to say a pretty clutch front run of Madrid Drive there by D-Mouse. Someone who you wouldn't expect to have that front presence for MKWalouise, but able to step up and take charge in a race where they really needed it.
Yeah, I mean, the interesting thing is that we have a very high potential of getting a tie here, which is not something we've seen in CKL ever, I believe. So it'll be very funny to see.
Yeah, we haven't seen it yet in Summer Switch Up, but yeah, a tie would be very unprecedented, especially in this already unprecedented 5v5 as we go to Dragon Driftway for the final race.
All right, MKWalouise up 4 points, get their track pick too. They're probably feeling very confident here. Can they close out the match? I know a lot of people going in were probably really thinking that MKWalouise was the overwhelmingly favored team here, but I feel Karting Class proving that they are a force to be reckoned with in their own right. And let's see if they can get this final comeback. As I mean, we've seen the most back and forth for anyway, but can they finally catch up at the end once again?
We see Wall try to go for the Nisk, fails, but has the Shrooms for recovery.
I think, is that looks like a top 2 for IFL Karting Class, and then 4th as well. So, and Wall hit out. Okay, this is actually looking really good for IFL Karting Class so far.
Yeah, pretty nice start here. We'll see if any MKW players shroom up in this last shroom section. But it does seem to be I think it's now a clear top 3 for IFL Karting Class. A great start. You do see the 2 people back there going for shock for both teams. We'll see if one shock is pulled, because this top 3 is very scary, especially if you're MKWalouise.
Yeah, usually in this situation, you would just send like a couple players back to like really try and get that shock. I mean, on a track like Dragon Driftway, it's very easy to catch people out of their dodges with the item sets being so far apart. But with only 5 players, I mean, they really can't afford to do that. So MKWalouise is just gonna have to hope and pray that the IFL Karting Class players mess up, and Cairo gets a huge back.
Oh man, classic Cairo back right there. Got 2 of them with 1 shell.
Yeah, I mean, this honestly all but secures the deal. Wall pulls the blue shell, but I mean, that's only going to take out one IFL Karting Class player.
Yeah,
there's desperation to go fast, messes up the shortcut.
Yeah, no, this is. I mean, whoever's in first for IFL Karting Class is just so far ahead. We see speed items, dodge items being spammed here by MKWalouise to take the final cut, but that is going to be, I believe, a top 4.
And IFL Karting Class ending it in crazy fashion.
A top 4 for IFL Karting Class as they secure the victory against MKWalouise. MKWalouise going 0-2 in the first week.
I think this is something that none of us expected to see. IFL Karting Class just, I mean, on the back of Cairo, honestly, a 107 in a 10-player lobby is just incredible. But
yeah,
great job from IFL Karting Class just allowing that to happen with that support. We saw just such chaotic like top spots with so many people just opting to run, as bagging just looking to not be a great strategy in this 5v5. But I mean, honestly, well done. And I think props to both teams for agreeing to play out this 5v5. I think it did look like it was going to be the most fair option, because I think both teams were struggling with making sure that they had 6 players for this match. A lot of people just thought they would be available and weren't, just due to the strange time. But yeah, very fun match, and I'm glad we ended up getting to play it out.
No, this was such an exciting match. Probably one of the most electric matches that I've seen so far this season, and it's been a blast being able to commentate it. A crazy good win for IFL Karting Class, especially bouncing back after that 5v6 loss against Buns MK. So this is just going to be put them on the right track, hopefully, for this season, as they have proved that they are a very scary team, especially with Cairo, as you expected, but a dominating match, especially against MKWalouise, who was seeded number 1 at the beginning of this thing by our analysts. So it's very amazing to see, and honestly, I'm excited to be wrong. I'm so excited to be wrong about these seedings. I'm excited to see all this shake up, and I'm excited to see MKWalouise see how they bounce back from this.
And speaking of those preseason seedings, IFL Karting Class was actually ranked 6th in the preseason rankings, and now being well, they're tied for first at least with 2-0. So I mean, very well done by them, and just Summer Switch Up being definitely one of the least predictable tournaments that CKL has ran.
Yeah, no, IFL Karting Class is actually 1-1.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Right, they
But
lost. I forgot they were both 0-1.
yeah, they were both 0-1
My
going into
apologies,
this.
everyone.
No, it's fine. But still, a 1-1 start is, I mean, at least it's not 0-2. You know?
Yeah, I'd
So,
say, especially after that 5v6 game that bounced back in this fashion. Oh, do you think that having that 5v6 experience actually gave them the advantage here in the 5v5 setting?
I don't know. That's a very interesting thought. I mean, uh, it could be interesting. They probably are used to having to play around, rotating items as a 5-person team and not as a 6-person team because that extra person does add an extra layer. Um, so, but still, it's just an amazing match. I mean, back and forth, huge races all around, and especially capping it off with a top 4. I mean, this is why we like the game. This is why we watch the game and all that. This is great.
A beautiful ending. And yeah, so tune in for next week's matches, which okay, wait, can production does production know when our next stream is?
I got it right here, actually. Our next stream, I believe, is going to be tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Time as Tippity Iceberg plays against King Crimson, my team. Let's go, King Crimson!
All right.
So especially tune in for that. It's going to be... sorry, Angle. Tippity Ice World, my bad. A little bit of a comm fail there. But yeah. Is there anything else you'd like to say, Six, before we end off the stream?
I think I'm good. Good luck to you tomorrow on stream. I'm really rooting for you. It was a great time casting with you, so good luck tomorrow.
Yeah, same here. Good luck with Bomb's matches. I believe Bomb has the next stream after my match against.
Yes, we will be playing on Monday, so tune in for that as well.
Yeah, time to be determined, but lots more to come here for CKL Summer Switch Up. I'm Rumble the Bumble. This is my casting commentator, Elephant62, and this has just been the greatest match I've seen so far. Good night, everyone.